All right. I want to thank everybody coming to our monthly museum musings. We're going to talk about the upcoming conference. We have a super exciting uh, schedule. I think this is one of the most diverse speaker lineups that I've ever seen. So and I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm excited. So I'm gonna let April, do you want to take it away? Do you want to talk about it? Or if anybody has any questions, we'd be happy to answer it. There's several people on here that are part of the convention planning committee. So let's open it up.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it for a little bit. Just as a heads up, I'm going to have to head out here in about 25 minutes. I have to go teach still. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I'm actually can you turn on my screen sharing real quick so I'm gonna share the page here because it's pretty exciting stuff. All right. Okay. So yeah, so our conference this year is scheduled for it starts the evening actually of Sunday, April 6th, and then it goes through the 7th and then all day through the 8th. So this year we've added a couple new things that we've never done before. And yeah, like Karen said, I'm really excited too because yeah, we have a really kind of diverse range of topics and subjects that we're going to cover. And even some stuff that maybe because typically with museum conferences, we think, all of the kind of museum focused tasks and things like that. So like collection management or storage or grant writing and just kind of the really, or exhibitions, stuff like that, which we do have those as well, because obviously those are very important to our field. But what's exciting this year is some of the stuff that some of the session presenters and stuff we'll be covering stuff that maybe us in the museum field experience or are maybe thinking about or are even concerned about that maybe are not specifically museum related. For example, we have so let me get into the detailed session here. So for example, on the second day of the conference on Tuesday, the second full day on April 8th, we're going to have our breakout sessions on that day. And so, yep, we have some that are going to be really popular. We know because these are stuff that are museum related, but also in keeping with our conference theme, which is remembering yesterday, planning for tomorrow, because we all know that museums are kind of going through this transitionary shift or have been for a while, or need to start thinking about like, how do I update my collection? How do I update our online presence? Or just how do I become more modernized, that kind of stuff. And so we have really exciting ones about like, yeah, how do you kind of create new, fresh looking exhibits for your museum? And then also things like how to use marketing tools. So like Ben Jones, who's a marketing specialist at Visit Nebraska, will be there, and he's going to be giving basically a step-by-step instruction on how museums can use Visit Nebraska's free marketing stuff and things like that. So that'll be a good one. And then, volunteerism is always a subject in museum stuff, but it's like every single session has like, how do we start looking at this stuff in like new ways, which is really exciting. And then some of the stuff that is maybe like completely new stuff. Things like we have a session dedicated to, where is it? To artificial intelligence and stuff like that. Because while many of us, I feel like here in Nebraska and the museum fields haven't really had to directly deal with artificial intelligence yet, it's inevitably going to start affecting us in some way, shape, or form. And so this is kind of taking the scary out of these new concepts that many of us don't really have training on, or just maybe are just new ideas. Also things like how do you manage your mental health in the museum field? I feel like even especially in the past 5 to 6 years with COVID and just the unsurety of just our government assistance programs and things like that, just And then just on top of all of that, we all know how burnout and like feeling overwhelmed and just feeling like you're constantly putting out fires and you're never getting enough done and all that kind of stuff. And just that's always a huge issue for people in the museum field. But it's like we need to start talking about it, and we need to start collaborating and realizing that we're all kind of experiencing the same stuff. So that's what's really exciting about this year's lineup is we have kind of these like how to engage your community. This one I'm really looking forward to. There's this new Japanese hall. I think some of you have heard about it. That and museum out in the Panhandle area. And this will be a project that they're talking about how do you take something that had kind of been forgotten about by a lot of history, and how do you bring life back into it and stuff like that, and really present it in a really exciting and new way. So those are our sessions. So that's really exciting. And then for our workshops, for the first time this year, we're actually going to be having two concurrent workshops running at the same time, which is super exciting and really a huge bargain for what you pay to go into this conference. And so Karen Kier is going to be doing one on digitization, which is going to be super helpful to our members. And then we have Jamie Simek, who's coming in from Indianapolis, talking about like fundraising strategies for small museums that are actually doable and applicable. So two very helpful workshops and stuff like that. And then our keynote, I'm really excited for our keynote. I've been talking with her a little bit and she's been just amazing to talk to and stuff. So then on our second day, Tuesday, April 8th, we will have our annual business meeting and luncheon. And I actually just got off the phone with Leslie Fatigue. How do you pronounce her last name? I'm so sorry. Over at the Nebraska
Fattig.
State.
Fattig.
Fattig? Okay, perfect. Leslie Fattig, I just got off the phone with her talking about the Nebraska State Historical Society Foundation and how they can partner with us and that kind of stuff. And I think they're going to be sending over some materials that we can hand out for some really beneficial programs. I suggested they kind of, sorry about that, put together a kind of handout that we can give to our conference attendees about the Wander Nebraska program and their statewide grants program, and just kind of how the Nebraska State Historical Society Foundation can help and stuff like that. Because we super appreciate everything that the Historical Society Foundation has done for us in terms of the big membership drive that they did for us, as well as they've sponsored a whole bunch of stuff for us in the past. And so yeah, very excited about that. So they will be, I believe they will be sponsoring the luncheon on our first day, which is a second day, second day here. So after the morning sessions, we'll have breaks in between where you can check out the silent auction and the raffle items and stuff. There's some really cool items that are going to be in the raffle this year. I'm really excited. And then our keynote presentation is hosted by Sheila Jenkinson. She hosts a local kind of like local Nebraska travel and marketing podcast. And she really emphasizes like Nebraska's unique culture and our unique history and stuff like that. So she's really going to focus on talking about how like Nebraska is really kind of on like just it's pure and ripe, just really to be like explored and stuff like that. And so that really fits into this year's theme and stuff for kind of looking forward. It's like trying to rediscover a lot of stuff in Nebraska and stuff like that. And then, so the other thing that's pretty exciting, and I maybe should have mentioned this first because I'm kind of jumping around here, I apologize. But on Sunday evening, since Alliance is a bit of a travel destination, like a lot of us are traveling a ways. Many of us will be coming in on Sunday. And so we thought it'd be pretty cool to do like an actual like Sunday kind of casual fun kickoff event. And so Katie Carr at the Hastings Museum, who's also on our board, she put together this really great activity for us to do. And she uses it at the Hastings Museum for like, it's like an icebreaker bonding game for her volunteers and for her like interns and just stuff like that. And she says it's really helpful to help everybody kind of feel like kind of have a second to like feel silly and laugh and just kind of bond a little bit, actually. And so we thought it'd be perfect for the night before. So that way, new people, maybe who are new, or maybe people traveling by themselves and not in a group, can, when they go into the conference on Monday and Tuesday, they can already feel like comfortable and recognize people and stuff like that, which we all know. A lot of us, I feel like, in the museum world are can tend to be a little introverted sometimes. Some of us tend to be very extroverted at times. We like all the kinds, but anyways, a lot of just all the different personalities. It's a good way for everybody to kind of just have a shared experience before the conference. And then we will also have copies of the game available if anybody wants to take them back to their museum and use them for their volunteers and stuff like that. So that'll be at the Night Museum. All events, except for the tours, are scheduled to be at the Night Museum, unless it's specified otherwise. We will have a conference booklet to hand out that has all the details and the schedule and all that kind of stuff, as well as some really awesome swag stuff from the Night Museum. They've been doing amazing things over there, getting together like some really cool stuff, and just yeah. And then on Monday evening will be a special event also at the Night Museum. One of the kind of cool things this year is that the Night Museum, and one of the reasons we decided to do it in Alliance this year, is the Night Museum is experiencing its 60th anniversary this year. And so we're kind of leaning into that and going to have kind of a fun 1960s themed evening at the Night Museum. And so I'm planning on sort of dressing up. I think I kind of have some outfits that are very 60s inspired, and so I'll be kind of going that direction. But feel free to dress up and go completely as much as you want and stuff. We welcome as much as you want to do. We love that, obviously. And so food and drink will be provided by the Night Museum for free, and you'll have a chance to explore the Night Museum exhibits at night, as well as some special kind of behind the scenes tours that will be running periodically. So that'll be a really fun event on that evening. And then the other thing that we are doing that's brand new this year, again, since Alliance is a bit of a trek for some people, I know a lot of people may not be leaving until Wednesday. So the day after the conference. I know I'm planning on leaving on Wednesday. And so we actually will have a closing event on Tuesday evening. Typically, our conference ends at like 3 p.m. on Tuesday, and of course, you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to leave at any time. You're totally up to you. It's your experience, so you get to do whatever you want with it. But on the evening here, and Karen, I'm so sorry I haven't sent this to you yet. I slipped my mind, but Becky Thomas did send me some information about the presenter for this evening, so I'll send that over to you so you can add it to the website here. But we will actually have like a casual dinner at the Night Museum, as well as this is where we will announce the silent auction winners. So you have to be present to win if you do the silent auction. If you're not there, we just go down to the next name on the sheet, basically. The raffle winners will actually be announced at the NMA, the luncheon, because we know that some people will have to leave in the middle of the day. So this way, you get to participate depending, even if you have to leave the conference early, you can participate in the raffle or the silent auction. And then, so this is something, like I said, we just having like a kind of a closing event where we will just kind of wrap things up and have kind of a casual conversation, as well as I'll probably say a few words to thank everybody and thank all of our sponsors and just everybody who helped put this whole amazing thing together. So yeah. Um, Karen, did I miss anything specific that I should definitely point out? That was a lot of information at everybody very so.
I don't think so. I will say that I believe there are still rooms available at the hotel for the NMA discount. So it is a smaller hotel, so you might want to reserve your rooms as soon as possible. And
Oh, and then sorry, just while you're on the subject, I'm so sorry. If you go here and click on the hotel, just be sure to double check your dates when you go to, if you do choose to reserve the hotel at the discounted member rate. Because it automatically populates the dates, so just be sure to double check that. Sorry, I'm sorry, didn't mean to
nope,
interrupt you.
I was about to say that. So,
Oh, sorry. You're
so great minds think alike. Yeah. And then a few things about the silent auction and the raffle. So if you were there last year, the silent auction will be very, very similar. There'll be tables set up where people can bid on the items. If you want to contribute something, we'll have the forms for you to fill out at the registration desk. So we encourage you to, share your favorite Nebraska history book or cookbook, something from your museum gift shop, just something that would showcase the mission of your museum. Swag, everybody loves swag. So I know that we're gonna have for the raffle, not necessarily the silent auction, but we will have the Jamie's book. So she has graciously donated one of her books for this raffle. The raffle is very interesting this year. We've asked each board member to contribute something from their community. So it might be, I don't know, like barbecue sauce or wine or anything like that. But it's something that represents each board member's community or area, and then we're going to put it into a big basket, and that's what's going to be the big main prize, but we're also going to have several smaller prizes as well. So we're really excited. I also hear that we are hoping to get some, as part of the raffle, to get some registrations for MPMA in Omaha. So MPMA is wonderful, but a little expensive on our small little budgets. So it's exciting. We're hoping to get 2, so cross your fingers. We have several people involved in planning it. So we're excited for that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great convention conference. Does anybody have any questions that we can answer?
I had a quick question about the tours.
Yes.
I know I signed up for it. So is that one tour that goes to all different places, or that's kind of what I figured, but I wasn't sure if you had to like choose which one to go on.
No, so you're able to go on as many or as few as you want. Several of these places are not open on Mondays, so they'll have staff there just for NMA people. We had hoped to get a bus, but we're not able to get a bus, so we're going to be carpooling and giving directions for everybody. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Great.
And then for the tours, kind of the general plan is to and this will be the details of this will also be in the conference booklet that we'll hand out. It just basically at a little before 12:30, just everybody gather at the front of the night museum, so in the lobby or out front, and then we'll kind of make a plan to carpool and caravan from there. I think that's the plan. So, and then in the booklet will be all of the addresses for all the locations. So if you want to go off on your own, or you want to go with a smaller group to just a couple, you can just plug that in your GPS and go.
Yeah.
I actually had a question.
Yes.
I will not be able to attend because the exciting news is that all of my protections that you can see behind me here are supposed to be coming down that week.
Yay.
They might finally finish with my section of the construction in the Capitol.
Yes.
But are you going to record any of these and have them available online later?
We don't have any plans to record them at this time. But I do hope to be able to post the PowerPoints and share the materials online.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have a question. Or I can later on today call up to the night museum. But are there big screens in the meeting rooms?
Yes, they have rather than projectors, they have smart screens.
Okay,
So you'll be able to, Sandra's presenting. So you'll either be able to connect your computer with either HDMI, USB, or
Okay.
just plug in a jump drive straight to the computer, to their
Okay.
smartphones.
great, thanks. I just want to make sure everybody is registered if they can come, or if they're planning on coming. I think everybody here is registered, except for Karen. Sorry, you can't come, but but next year we'll have a great one too. It's going to be in Beatrice, so it's nice to kind of go from one end of the state to the other end of the state. Represent the whole community. I would like to add, I think the schedule this year is really, really impressive. I was like, wow, darn, because there was a session that's going to be at my session same time, and I thought, darn it, I want to go to, I'd like to have gone to that one.
Right?
It was tough trying to like balance them out because it's like, oh, I'm gonna like, yeah, it is because I'm like, I want to go to all these, but they're all
Yeah.
at the same time. And so it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
True.
like one of those good problems to have, I guess.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah, so speaking of which, Sandra, I know you'd requested, is your time, like I sent out the schedule and stuff, is the
Perfect.
time that you're awesome.
perfect. And I told Doug, stick around. He may get questions. I said, so after that first session, there'll be a break, and then after that, you can bug out and keep packing for your vacation. So,
Perfect. Is there any other questions or comments or things you're looking forward to?
Just a quick, I have to head out, but thank you all so much. And yeah, feel free to reach out anytime with any questions. So thank you, Karen, for
Yep.
for this. Really appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions or comments, I'm excited to see everybody in Alliance. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to April or I, or if you need anything, reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer questions. I'm trying to pull up my. Nope, that's not the right thing. Okay, so just a little plug for the monthly museum musings. We do these every single month, the last Thursday or the fourth Thursday of the month. They're super, I think they're super interesting and super helpful. It's a great way to stay connected with the Nebraska museum professionals across the state. It started during the COVID, and it's only blossomed since there. We just found out how beneficial these are. The next one will be April 25th, and it's going to be kind of our post game of the conference. Instead of doing like the traditional survey, we usually just like to receive feedback at that time. In May, I am very excited. My coworker, Libby Horkin, here at AHSGR, is going to talk about creating brand guides and then using Canva to utilize those brand guides in a great way. June is going to be SHPO is going to talk to us about their programs. The State Historical Society Preservation Office is going to talk about their programs. I do have some openings for July and August, so if anybody is interested in hosting one or has an idea for hosting one, that would be awesome. These are really, it's a great way to share your knowledge and help other museum professionals, because trust me, if you struggled with a problem and found a solution, other museums are facing the same thing and would love to know your insight. And then in September, Katie Carr is going to talk about school-led experiences. We're going to have October is all going to be all about risk assessment. And then Deb Arns is going to talk in November about updating and revising the Museum Administration 2.0 book with AHSLH. So we got a great lineup, but we have some slots open. So let me know if you have any ideas or would like to present. All right, if there isn't anything else, I want to thank you guys all for coming, and we'll see you in Alliance. Thank you. Where's my